My dear brothers and sisters, this morning we celebrate the feast of the dedication of St. Mary Major. It's the first church in the West dedicated to the Blessed Virgin Mary. It's situated in Rome on the Esquiline Hill. We see in the example of the Blessed Virgin Mary a woman much like the Canaanite woman who has great faith. Both Mary and the Canaanite woman were able to get the Lord to act before he was willing or able. I should say willing. The Blessed Virgin Mary asked Jesus to provide the great amount of wine at the wedding feast of Cana, and he said to her, "It is not the time at this moment." And yet she had faith that he would still act, and so he did, that she could ask of him a fullness ahead of time, and she received it. Likewise, Jesus says to the Canaanite woman, "I've been sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel." Now, he would eventually send his disciples and his apostles to all of the nations. So he's not saying that because of her nationality that he's not going to do this for her, but he was planning on waiting to send the apostles to them. But instead, she recognizes that there is a fullness to receive, a fullness that she can ask for now and receive. In the first reading, we hear in Jeremiah's prophecy a prophecy of fulfillment, that is, of restoration. Samaria was an area at that time that had been given over to a false religion, a false cult. And yet, Jeremiah is prophesying that the people will be brought back, that Samaria will be restored, and they will no longer worship a false god in Samaria, but they will go to Zion instead. They will go to the house of the Lord. They will worship Yahweh. So, brothers and sisters, we want to imitate Mary and the Canaanite woman in believing that there is a fullness for us. The children's bread is here for us, the bread of the children. Interestingly enough, I had a dream last night that I was celebrating Mass, and a little boy came up in the middle of the Mass and said, "I want that." And he was pointing to the Eucharist. "I want that." And I stopped and I said, "Do you know what that is?" And he says, "Yes, it's Jesus." And in the dream I realized he recognizes the fullness, and I have to give it to him. I can't hold back. I think, brothers and sisters, the same thing is true for our Father in heaven. When we recognize that God has a fullness for us, that we receive such a heavenly blessing in the Eucharist that delivers us from all evil, from all sin, that when we truly recognize what that means, that God will then give us according to the fullness of our faith. Not that we disbelieve that it's Jesus, not that we disbelieve that God is present in the Eucharist, that Jesus is present, body, blood, soul, and divinity, but sometimes we don't recognize what that then means. It means deliverance from evil, just as this Canaanite woman received for someone else even, not just for herself. It means healing. It means resurrection power coming to us because it is Jesus himself, body, blood, soul, and divinity, coming inside of us, living inside of us. And if Jesus could heal people while he was among us, then the Eucharist can certainly heal us too. And so we want to recognize that fullness and have the Lord say to us today, "O woman, great is your faith," speaking to us as the bride of Christ. Amen.